Secondly, just basic question of what the function of the city council is for a city such as Beaver City.
We're here to take care of the city businesses, financials, ordinances.
Okay. And the dividing line between the mayor and the city council is different duties. Okay. I guess just another question is, if the city council votes on a matter, approves it, and it's put in the minutes and published, at that time, can the mayor solely void that approved matter? Or does it have to be voted through the council? If something like that were to happen, how would that be handled?
You're saying if the council
If the
passes.
council passed a matter, they voted, passed it, it's in the minutes, and it's published in the public newspapers, does the mayor at that point have the authority to void that matter with or without the permission of the city council?
The council has the vote.
So the mayor, if they did do that or attempted to do that, it's not allowed or acceptable, is that correct?
What exactly are you coming to here?
I'm just trying to understand basic questions of how it works. I'll get to that a little bit further in. Another quick matter point off to the side. When the city or mayor communicates by responding to an email, is it standard practice to have the sheriff's?
Okay, let me stop you right there. First off, we got an email late on Friday. We had 4 days to respond. I contacted an attorney from the League of Municipalities. That's how I knew there was 4 days. That was the only way to get you notified because of the fact that there was the Martin Luther King Day in those 4 days. It would not have given us enough time. Does not cost the taxpayers anything because we were already contracted with the Sheriff's Department.
Fair enough. Is that standard practice to respond to basic emails by having the sheriff
I just
locate
answered that
you and
question.
serve you?
Do you have anything else on that?
I have a lot.
Well, we only have a certain amount of time when it comes to open forum.
Okay. Well, carry on. I'll continue when I get to my agenda. Am I still on the agenda? Or have I been removed?
You're not on the
You're
agenda.
not on the agenda. You're on open forum right now.
Really?
Open forum, yeah.
I have the emails stating last week where I asked to be placed on the agenda for 3 different matters.
And due to the fact of the accusations that you're making, and there's possible litigation, we're not to discuss anything with you on that matter. And as far as the water situation, you already had your answer from the insurance company.
Okay.
That also comes from the League of Municipalities attorney.
Well, if I was removed from the matter on my agenda again and I was not alerted that I was removed from the agenda, so that was unlawful once again.
You were not on the agenda to begin with.
Okay. I have the emails, date, stamp, time to show up was on the agenda.
Okay, we're gonna move on here.
I'm not done
We
talking.
only have 3 minutes in open forum.
We're done.
Okay, this is a different matter.
That's
It's
open
still
forum
open
total.
Okay, so if the mayor, I have one question left. If the city council voted to approve a water damage claim and the previous mayor canceled that claim with the insurance company,
Mr. Kelly, we're not going to keep
Not gonna
going
discuss
over
that.
this anymore. We're finished, we're gonna move on. Thank you for.
would I
your
be allowed to
service.
resubmit that is all I'm asking?
No, yes, you have to talk to the insurance company. They're the ones handling it at this time.
Can the council answer?
We're gonna move on to number 7, Brandy Hilton, Extension Educator, UNL.
You're refusing to allow me to talk?
You had your 3 minutes.
Did you time it?
Go ahead.
Good
Thank you.
afternoon. Thank you for giving us a little bit of your time. My name is Brandy Hilton Hageman, and this is Ben Dutton. We're both from the University of Nebraska, and we are part of Nebraska Extension. Ben's going to explain just a little bit about Nebraska Extension, and then I'm going to talk a little bit about the program that I represent, and I'm happy to answer any questions, and so is Ben.
Yeah. Thanks for letting us come. We're part of Extension. Extension is the outreach arm for the University of Nebraska. Most people know Extension by 4-H. That's our biggest program, our youth development program. But you'll see, I passed out these cards. This is the big three. This is our focus, Extension focus. You'll see that we do a lot of things. We work with ranchers, farmers, early childhood development, all sorts of stuff we do. But what we're here to talk to you about a little bit is that we do community development. And so we took a look at our zone, which is Southwest Nebraska, and we thought about, what communities do we really feel like we would like to work with and focus on, and see if we could really add value to what you're trying to do and improvements you're trying to make. And Beaver City is one of those communities. And so we came a month ago, I don't know, 6 weeks ago, and kind of toured town, talked to a bunch of people, came in here and had a good conversation. And so we just want to, one, let you know that the university helps communities, particularly rural communities. We bring university resources to rural communities. And then we just wanted to maybe have a short conversation with you about what kinds of things that you like about your community, and what are some things that you would, if you could, what would you love to do? So.
Yeah, so I represent part of Rural Prosperity Nebraska. For those of you who flipped it open, you can see the map there. We are spread out throughout the state of Nebraska. We're purposefully not in Lincoln, so Ben lives in McCook, I live in Culbertson. Part of the benefit of having people like us out in the community is that we get it, right? I grew up in Hershey, Nebraska. I know what it's like to live in a small town. Even though we are part of the university system, the benefit of having us is that we're great partners who understand rural Nebraska. So some of the things that we focus on are food and development systems. There's a farm to table approach, and even farm to school, where local producers can help supply meat usually to local schools, keeping the food local. We have a placemaking program that allows for the development of mainstream Nebraska, or Main Street Nebraska. I'm part of a leadership team, so we support county officials that have been elected. We have leadership programming to help develop inclusive strategies, but also just develop basic leadership practices, from speaking in public to the ways in which you engage with your constituents. We have people attraction, which is one of the areas that Jackie and Ben and I talked about, is the way to attract and retain people to live in rural Nebraska. Everybody knows that there is this perception, I think, of rural Nebraska that people don't necessarily want to come here and live here and watch their families grow here. But actually, because of the pandemic, statistics show that that trend is changing. People want to live in small communities where their kids will grow up happy and safe, and these are things that we can help you capture. So when you look at the program and RPN, the thing that I would emphasize above all else is that we are really great partners to have. We don't charge into a community, tell you what you need to fix it up and leave in 10 minutes and then come back 6 months later. I was here in December, we were here in November, we're here in January. If you tell us, nope, we're good, we've got it under control, then we'll probably move on to Arapahoe or somewhere else. But our offices are local, we're here to help support your initiatives, and Ben and I are just curious what you're working on and if we might be able to help.
Could I have a copy of that?
Yeah, of course. I have a few extras if anybody else would like them. Yeah.
So what are three things that you really love about Beaver City? If we have a hard time coming up with three things, we got a lot of work to do.
Are you asking everybody?
Yeah, anybody, I don't care.
Yes.
What are three things that are great?
It is a small town.
Has a good small town feel. Yeah.
Okay.
For one, like the proximity it is within the wildlife habitat. hunting, fishing opportunities.
Yeah. That's a great.
It's a safe place for kids.
I recently had the opportunity to go visit Southwest. You have a beautiful building. It's a really nice consolidated school. Do people feel generally good about sending their kids there and the distance that it is?
Southwest or Southern Valley?
Southern Valley, excuse me, shoot! Shoot!
Sorry.
This is what happens when you live in
Jump on
Culberton.
that one.
I know, no, Southern Valley, yes. It's a lovely school.
You've got a great grocery store. I mean,
Yes.
For a town
Yes.
of this size, you've got a great grocery store.
You also have a fantastic park. You've got the splash pad, you've got the pool, you've got the tank, right? And the ball fields all in that one section of town.
Really great amenities.
Mhm.
Are there anything, two things that you've talked about or that you say, man, if we could do this, we would love to do this in Beaver City? What are some things you've talked about?
Well, one of the things we talked about was putting in an outdoor basketball court somewhere.
Okay.
So the kids have that, or
Sure.
more availability to some of that stuff.
Kind of more recreation type?
Right.
Yeah.
The kids don't have a lot of things to do down at the sure when the swimming pool's not open, so some of those things would be nice for them to have.
More things would be nice. You know, there's kids that go around town and they try to ride motorcycles, get the police called on them. They try to ride go-karts on private property, they get the police called, so it would be nice to have things for children to do in town without them feel like they're gonna be in trouble or